That's all I've heard. I have not heard one thing about Russia.
Democrat Muffy Davis has been talking to voters across central Idaho as she mounts a bid for state legislature. One topic that never comes up, the Russia investigation.
I have not heard one voter. No one has asked me once about the Russia investigation or what's going on there.
I'm Andy Sullivan in Ketchum, Idaho, where candidates, whether Democrats or Republicans, aren't talking about the Russia probe, and voters aren't asking about it either. Instead, they're concerned with more tangible issues, things like health care, the economy, and especially here in Idaho, access to public lands. These are topics that directly impact people's lives.
Yeah.
Have you been following the Russia investigation at all?
Not recently, no.
Okay.
There are a certain amount of people that should be focused on that, but is it worth the national media's attention? I'm not so sure.
I think the problems that need fixing that I see just around me, you know, in my area first, you know.
Are you following the Russia investigation at all?
Not really. A little bit we hear every now and then, but I think all that's pretty much a crock of shit.
Okay. Voter attitudes here a sharp contrast to Washington, where special counsel Robert Mueller has been working for more than a year to determine whether Donald Trump's presidential campaign worked with the Kremlin to win the White House in 2016. Trump mentioning Russia at least 270 times on his Twitter account since taking office, blasting the investigation as a witch hunt, even as former campaign staffers like Paul Manafort, Rick Gates, and Michael Flynn plead guilty. Some voters say they have been following the ins and outs of the investigation closely and plan to vote accordingly.
You know, the record for the Trump administration is not real good on it. He's got how many people now that are under criminal indictment?
Others say the jury is still out.
It's still too muddy.
Yeah.
Nobody's cleared the mud. And I can't make a decision based on non-clear information.
But for most voters, the investigation is simply not on their radar. Reuters Ipsos polling finding the Russia probe doesn't even register as an issue voters care about. The economy and healthcare topping the list. Nothing threatens Trump's presidency like the Russia probe, and this election could potentially have a huge impact. Republicans are inclined to protect the president. Democrats are eager to launch a wave of investigations of their own if they win control of the House or the Senate. Some have even been talking impeachment for nearly a year now. So it's safe to say that voters could have a huge say in how all this turns out. But here in Idaho, they have other issues on their minds as they prepare to pull the lever on November 6th.